England had the chance to secure passage through to the knockout stages of the World Cup on Friday. Having smashed Iran 6-2 earlier in the week, Southgate's England team was expected to push aside Greg Berhalter's USA team, especially after the 1-1 draw against Wales in their opening game. Southgate fielded an unchanged three-line side to face the athletic and determined USA in what was billed as a referendum of football versus soccer. The game turned out to be a ball draw. Neither goalkeeper was truly tested at any point, with the few chances on offer being squandered by both teams. On balance, however, the USA probably had the better of the chances. That begs the question, what went wrong for England? Let's start with the lineup. Southgate fielded an unchanged side, which saw Saka keep his place on the right-hand side, to no one's surprise after his stellar performance against Iran. Bellingham and Rice kept their place as stalwarts in the midfield, with Bellingham playing as more of a box-to-box and Rice in more of a holding position. After Harry Maguire's vintage performance against Iran, it's to no one's surprise that he kept his spot in central defence, and everyone deserved to keep their place, and I don't see any reason why Southgate needed to make any changes, so he didn't. The USA started with a 4-3-3. The stars of Berhalter's side were Juventus' Weston McKennie and Chelsea's Christian Pulisic, who, of course, is the best player in the world. Much to England fans' dismay, the USA isn't an easy team to play against. They're quick, and England needs to watch out for this young and hungry side. They play very well on the counter, and they thrive on chaos. England started off the game slow, with the US pressed high, but England probably had the better share of possession but couldn't really do anything with it. The first big chance came when Saka cut back to Kane, whose shot was brilliantly blocked. England played out from the back well at times, but couldn't really convert anything into clear-cut opportunities. Most of England's threat came through the right wing, with Trippier and Saka looking dangerous at times, but with still no end product. As the game progressed, the US grew in confidence and started to play some really good football. This led to possibly the best chance of the game, with Weston McKennie scoring a free half volley from 8 yards out. The second half was about as much excitement in it as Harry Kane's voice. Southgate's side looked uncertain and uncoordinated. Gone was the clinical purpose from the side that beat Iran. England was at its boring best. That reflected in the expected goals, where England trailed to the USA's quality for the majority of the game. Kept a clean sheet and looked solid defensively against a good side with talented young forwards, with Slabhead again proving why he's one of the first names on the team sheet, looking dominant on set pieces both in attack and defence. We also showed that we could build up well from the back, transitioning well from defence to midfield. Jude Bellingham hit the ground running after his impressive performance against Iran. He again played like a veteran, calm on the ball and imposing his presence on the midfield. His young counterpart Saka also continued his run of form, being probably the most exciting player on the pitch and always running at his defenders. Just quickly, I'd like to take a moment, as I feel it is important. Can everyone please look under their seats, maybe behind the couch cushions or in the loft, as very sadly a young man by the name of Mason Mount has gone missing. He's allegedly played over 150 minutes for England throughout the past 2 games, but he has made less of an impact than players threatening to wear a rainbow armband without following through. We can't say that, can we? At these times, I like to compare footballers' performances to philosophical ideas such as transcendental idealism, championed by Immanuel Kant. This emphasises the difference between what we can and cannot experience. So in my opinion, I'd say Mason Mount's performance was Kanty. Although I appreciate him saving the spot for James Maddison once he gets unbroken. I'm not saying that, it's just because you're a Leicester fan. In his defence, he was allowed to stay on the pitch for the full 90 minutes, while Jude Bellingham, currently one of the best players in the tournaments, was hooked off for Jordan Hendo Henderson. And Raheem Sterling, our best player from the Euros, was taken off to make way for some frankly underwhelming performances from Super Jackie Grealish and the great Hendo. It was no surprise that the England fans began chanting, "Are you Scotland in disguise?" Interestingly enough, it's that very Scotland game that comes to mind after this ball draw, as England did go on to beat everyone but Italy. Damn you, Italy. Gareth Southgate was still optimistic after the game, as England have their fate in their own hands now. If they can beat Wales, then England guarantee themselves top spot, and if they can avoid a 4-0 defeat against Wales, they can make it through to the knockout stages regardless of what happens between the US and Iran. England can be hopeful as a red card for Wayne Hennessy sees the Danny Ward, again Leicester fans, start as keeper for Rob Page's side despite being joint top in the race for the Premier League's Golden Glove. Let's face it, he's been. Can England go through? Most likely. Is Southgate's football boring? Probably. Does any of this matter? No. See you next week. Thank you for watching. Make sure you remember to subscribe to PalTV. We'll be doing England analysis after every game, and make sure you know, up the kiddie.